And now, please welcome to the stage the president of the League of Oregon Cities and the mayor of the city of Hillsborough, Steve Calloway.
Thank you. You know, I just can't help but think if I'd have had that song play when I walked down the halls of the school when I was a principal, I might have gotten a little bit more respect. Anyway, good evening. I am Steve Calloway, and I am so proud to be the mayor of Hillsborough and equally proud to be the 2023 president of the League of Oregon Cities. Thank you. Welcome to tonight's awards dinner, which is our opportunity to recognize excellence in our cities, as well as exceptional leadership and civic engagement from city officials across this great state. But before we begin tonight's award program, I would like to invite a very special guest to the stage. Senator Ron Wyden is known for his belief that we need to throw open the doors of government, and he holds a town hall open to all in every county in Oregon every year. That's 36 town halls a year, and so far, although I'll bet we get an update, it's been at least 970 meetings. And he's also had And he also has and holds several virtual town hall meetings each year that are sponsored by the Nonpartisan Town Hall Project. Senator Wyden's dedication to hearing all sides of an issue and looking for common sense, nonpartisan solutions has won him trust on both sides of the aisle and all throughout our state. Now, perhaps it's his belief in nonpartisan solutions that makes Oregon Senator Ron Wyden such a great, solid partner for our cities and the League. He knows cities, and Senator Wyden knows who the mayor of each community is, how to get in touch with a city manager if a constituent has a concern, and he knows that Oregon is stronger when cities and the federal government work together in partnership. Now, yesterday morning, during the opening ceremonies, I thanked all of you for showing up in your communities. Now, I want to thank Senator Wyden for showing up, not just for Oregonians, but also for the League of Oregon Cities. This is the second year in a row that the senator has attended the LOC annual conference, the second time that he has adjusted his busy schedules so that he can support the work that we do as local officials. Whenever the LOC is in Washington, D.C., we know that Senator Wyden will be the first to welcome us to the Capitol. And so thank you, Senator, for always showing up for those of us in the room. And would you now please join me in welcoming Senator Ron Wyden.
What an inflationary introduction. Now, there is actually nothing better on a Friday night than a long speech from your United States Senator. As soon as you hear about it, you say, so fun. But I want to do a little business before I make some remarks tonight. And the first is, I hereby declare this now a filibuster-free zone. But we do have a little bit of business that we've got to conduct, and it does involve our friend Mayor Calloway. As the mayor of Hillsborough and a monumental baseball fan, Mayor Calloway has always knocked it out of the park when it comes to public service. So I want to acknowledge that stellar service by presenting him with a flag flown over the U.S. Capitol. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, dear friend. And I want to mention just one of the mayor's special qualities, and that is the civility that he brings to discussions about big and difficult issues. I think we all know that we're essentially 3,000 miles from Washington, D.C. And for a lot of Oregonians, D.C. might as well be outer space for all it has to do with their daily lives. And I so appreciate the way the mayor focuses on bringing people together. The mayor had my town meetings, I wasn't sure which number, but Hank Stern says we're at 1,064, so we cleared the 1,000 mark. But I thought that I might sort of bring it home to the town meeting and the discussion we had yesterday in Medford, because we were talking about drug trafficking that's slamming our state in every corner, I-5 and 84. And the mayor of Medford, Randy Sparacino, was there at the meeting. And the top priority was to make sure that that part of the state gets a fair share of resources, particularly with DEA. And the local officials basically told me that they couldn't even remember the last time they'd seen DEA. And that as I listened, I said to myself, a local official shouldn't have to go on a scavenger hunt to get resources on drug and fentanyl enforcement. It's not right. The federal government shouldn't be AWOL. Federal government shouldn't be AWOL in this fight to deal with fentanyl and hard drugs. And that's why I voted for laws that have spent an enormous amount of money, $136 billion on the border, on officers and technology and equipment. We focused Customs and the Border Patrol on I-5 and 84. And I think that's going to pay off. And I think we're also going to see significant support in Oregon for the fight against the cartels. Equally important, though, is the effort to deal with prevention. And that's what I heard yesterday in Medford. And I want everybody to know the fight against hard drugs is two sides of the same coin. One of the sides of the coin is tough enforcement, like getting those DEA agents, and the other is real prevention. And yesterday, a couple of the local sheriffs said, how about we try to get Medicare and Medicaid dollars, which has been a problem in the past, to start working on prevention when they've got folks in custody. I want to announce tonight, I'm going to do my best to help local officials test those Medicare and Medicaid prevention programs in the days ahead. A couple of other points real quickly. Obviously, in addition to law enforcement, housing's at the top of our priority list. Here is how serious the challenge is for workforce housing. I recently did an investigation around the state of this problem where teachers have been sleeping in their cars and on sofas and the like. And we found in the last 24 hours that something like 28 mostly rural school districts are now in the business of building houses, buying houses, or working with nonprofits to meet housing needs. Now, last time I looked, we wanted our school districts involved in education, not suddenly being in the real estate business. And get this, if you're a new college graduate starting your first teaching job in a Wallowa County school, you're going to be back in a dorm like freshmen splitting top ramen with a college roommate. That's what it's come to. So tonight, I want you to know that a top priority for the effort between now and the end of the year is going to be to get workforce housing, because all of you are telling me that that's at the top of the list. And the last point I want to mention is as chairman of the Senate Finance Committee, I want you to know I'm going to be championing responsible ways to pay for these priorities. The IRS recently told me that 1,000 millionaires are not even filing tax returns. Now, that's not about Democrats or Republicans or who's a liberal or who's a conservative. You know what that's about? That's about we're losing out on $34 billion on money that's owed because they haven't done it for years, which could go for your kinds of priorities and making a very significant dent in the federal deficit. And I just want you to know that I feel very strongly in terms of tax policy that I want a system that's fair for everybody, gives everybody a chance to get ahead. We want to make sure that people who are successful continue to be successful. But this is one of the worst scams I've ever heard of. You know, we can have a debate about this tax break or that tax break, but something is way out of whack when more than 1,000 millionaires are basically giving the federal government and the taxpayers of this country the raspberry. And I'm going to stop it in the name of fairness for you and all of our communities. So the last point that I'm going to make touches on why we honor Steve Calloway tonight. I've tried to make my calling card in public service what I call the Oregon Way. The Oregon Way is based on the proposition we've had wonderful elected officials of both political parties. Tom McCall, a legendary Republican. I remember when I was director of the Great Panthers, inviting Vera Katz to various senior meetings in rural areas. Mayor of Portland, plenty liberal, but people loved her in rural areas because she always said, we're in it together. So tonight, even when I'm losing my voice, as you can probably tell, I wanted to come by for a few minutes to honor my friend Steve, sit with all these wonderful people that I've had a chance to work with. And I just want you to know, particularly for a Jewish kid, this has been a hard week. This has been a hard week for the United States and a great ally of our country, Israel. But I want you to know, as a first-generation Jewish kid, the son of Peter and Edith Wyden, who fled the Nazis, and not all our family got out, I want you to know, I believe Jewish values are American values, and we're going to beat the terrorists. Make no mistake about it. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Thank you all.
So a special thank you to Senator Wyden. And Senator, the League of Oregon Cities and its 241 member cities, thank you for your partnership and support. And now we will take about a 20-minute break for dinner, and then we will begin our formal portion of the awards dinner. So enjoy your company, the opportunity to visit with friends, and I will be back up here in about 20 minutes.
All right, everybody, let's welcome him back to the stage, the president of the League of Oregon Cities and the mayor of the city of Hillsborough, Mr. Steve Calloway.
All right, to begin tonight's program, we have some thank yous. And first, I would like to offer special thanks to our host city this year, the city of Eugene, and the surrounding cities here in Oregon. So to the local elected and appointed leaders that are here tonight, thank you, and please pass on to your colleagues our gratitude for hosting this year's conference. Could we give them thank you? And then I would also like to say thank you to my colleagues from the City of Hillsborough, to the staff and the council members that are here. They do so much so that I can be here, and I can never thank them often enough. And so thank you to the City of Hillsborough. And now it is my pleasure to introduce to you some of our distinguished guests, the dedicated city officials who provide leadership for the League of Oregon Cities, my fellow members of the LOC Board of Directors, as well as our past presidents of the board. So some of you are here tonight, and if you are, would you please stand so we can acknowledge you. Up next, we would like to recognize the members of our Conference Planning Committee for this year. Their names are now being shown on the screen, and the content of the conference is planned by you, our members. And this year we had many people helping us with this process. The group worked hard to make sure that the concurrent sessions were relevant and timely, and that you had specific take-home information to share with your colleagues. A special thank you to those of you who served in that capacity. Would you also please stand? And if you would like to receive a resounding round of applause like that at next year's conference, then I would like to remind you that the opportunity to start planning the 2024 conference is tonight. So if you would like to be a part of the 2024 Conference Planning Committee, please let us know, let staff know, and you can let us know in the weeks to come as well, because our conference next year will be as good as those who step up to help. So again, thank you to our Conference Planning Committee. And finally, almost finally, I would like to recognize and thank Executive Director Patty Mulvihill and the entire team at the LOC. I don't know if they stood and we clapped. It's hard to say. If they didn't stand, now you have to stand and we're clapping for you again. All right. And special personal thanks to my wife, Joan, who is here tonight. I couldn't do what I do without her, and I'm very grateful. And I also know that none of us who are in elected positions could do what we do without our spouses and partners. So I would like for all of us to say thank you to our spouses and partners. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we've had an outstanding 2 days so far here in Eugene. I hope you've gained value and insight through the workshops, the keynote presentation yesterday by Bill Strickland, the tours and the breakout sessions that will give you and your cities the tools to move your community forward. Tomorrow's going to be a very busy half day. We'll be back here for our networking breakfast at 7:30, followed by a special general session on the current homelessness crisis. Then we'll have our closing keynote, and we'll finish the conference with our annual business meeting. The level of quality provided at the LOC conference simply would not and could not be possible without the support of our sponsors. Their contributions help put us on such an outstanding program. And tonight's award dinner is being generously sponsored by PGE, a valued and trusted partner of the LOC. And it's been a member of the cities and our cities for over 3 decades. And at this time, I would like to recognize and thank PGE for their generous support and introduce to you their Senior Manager for Local Government Affairs, Mr. Randy Ely. So as Randy comes forward, I will share with you his background. He served as a city manager for the city of Wheeler, Oregon, from 1997 to 1999. Then he went to Estacada and served as the city manager from 1999 to 2009. He also served as the chief administrative officer and mayor pro tem in Beaverton from 2009 to 2018. And in 2018, Randy joined PGE, and he is the senior manager of local government affairs, overseeing a portfolio of 51 Oregon service area cities. In 2005, Randy served as the president of Oregon City County Management Association, OCCMA, and was a League of Oregon Cities board member from 2008 to 2010. And would you please welcome the senior manager for local government affairs for Portland General Electric, Mr. Randy Ely.
Thank you, Mayor Callaway, and League of Oregon Cities, thank you as well. It's an honor to be here with you. This conference has always meant so much to me, both personally and professionally. Coming all these years, no matter what was happening back home, I always circled this date, we all did, frankly, as an opportunity to get together, network, share stories, shop talk, council meetings, budget committee meetings, urban renewal negotiations with special districts, interesting negotiations. How about our beloved fire chiefs that have some kind of resistance for speed bumps in neighborhoods, you know, shop talk across cities. I found that most times we had the same issues, just different scales, different geographic areas on a map. So as a young city manager, in a small city, I couldn't afford to come to this conference back in the day. And the league generously offered if I was willing to be the conference photographer, I could come for free. So I got a free conference, free travel, and a place to lay my head at night. And so I'm forever grateful for that opportunity, and that's why at PGE I'm happy to sponsor scholarships for folks in the same situation, particularly at the NLC Congressional Conference in DC. All right. Lastly, I am very proud to have the honor of helping Mayor Callaway hand out these prestigious leadership awards this evening. That's why we're all here. These are the coveted Public Servant Leadership Awards, celebrating our selfless public servants and the cities that really rose up this year to help bring community vision to life. I know this because after 20 years in the city management profession with 3 separate cities, I was at every banquet watching with bated breath on the edge of my seat to see who would be recognized. And I'm proud to share that I have a perfect, unblemished record on these awards. That's right, I'm a perfect 0 for 20. 0, nada, never won. I'm not bitter. So tonight, there are multiple very deserving award winners. They're so amazing, they're so accomplished, and don't shed a tear for me because I'm gonna ask, Patty and I are meeting after this meeting, and I'm gonna ask why there weren't multiple award winners when I was in the game for 20 years. I'm just kidding. Thank you again, LOC, for partnership with our company. Let's get on with the show.
Thank you, Randy. And maybe if PGE ups their sponsorship, we can really give you a good award. So before Randy and I present the LOC Awards for 2023, we want to thank the panel of judges who served on the committee that helped select our award winners. And like every other year, it was, again, a very difficult task. And so if we would acknowledge, and if any of them are here, would you please stand? But I'll read their names: Ethan Nelson, Jessica Andrade, Penny Bakefelt, and Rod Cross. So let's give them a round of applause. So we will begin our awards presentation with our first city award, the Award for Excellence. This is our opportunity to celebrate and learn of the accomplishments and from the accomplishments of our members. The Award for Excellence recognizes cities for their progressive and innovative approaches to solving problems and operating a city. This year, we received 7 nominations for the Award for Excellence. Those nominees are the City of Albany for its biosolids composting project. Yes, only at an LOC meeting at a meal do we applaud for biosolids. The City of Carlton for its transmission line and reservoir project. The City of Corvallis for the Corvallis-Benton County Public Library's home delivery service. The City of Hermiston for its IT department integration. The cities of Monmouth and Independence for the MI Trolley. The City of Newport for its Bridges project. And the City of Oregon City for its Biz Pod program. So this year, the judges decided there were 2 deserving entries. So the first award goes to the cities of Monmouth and Independence for the MI Trolley. Now, before we hear from them, you can come on up, but before we hear from them, we will direct your attention to the video screens and learn more about the amazing project.
The Monmouth Independence Trolley launched in April, and more than 52,000 people have taken a ride during its first 6 months of operation, vastly exceeding expectations. At first, it was estimated that 6 riders per hour would be a success, but today, the trolley averages 14 riders per hour, more than half of the vehicle's capacity. Riders from all ages and backgrounds, including residents, visitors, and those with mobility challenges, have used the trolley for all the purposes the 2 cities hoped they would. They're riding this free service to shop, to play, and to enjoy restaurants and concerts. It has truly changed the geography for these 2 cities and continues to be used in ways local leaders did not expect. Riders in both cities have expressed their relief in having transportation to doctor's appointments, stating that if it wasn't for this method of transportation, they wouldn't be able to see their doctor. The MI Trolley has provided a level of personal freedom to community residents, allowing them to maintain their health, their happiness, and their connection to the community. Congratulations to the cities of Monmouth and Independence, co-recipients of this year's Award for Excellence.
Thank you. Thank you for this award. Monmouth and Independence have done a lot of great things together over the years, and we've gotten some hardware for it. But this is really special, and part of the reason it's special is because this partnership between our communities, this is a really visible symbol. I mean, it runs back and forth all frickin' day, and you can't help but see it. But we've just been able to accomplish so much in our communities because of our partnerships, and partly because we had a real champion, and that is our state representative, Paul Evans, who's here tonight.
Stand up, Paul.
We're fortunate, as a kid, he used to hear stories about the trolley that ran back and forth, and he wanted to see that happen, and we're the beneficiaries. But it's our staff, it's our community, it's really our partners, our state senator, Deb Patterson, who couldn't be here tonight. But it's us. It's like the work we're doing to make Monmouth and Independence one vibrant community. And now I'll let this guy talk, my really good friend, my colleague, John McCardle.
It's amazing what you can do when you have a great partner in a sister city, in a legislator, in staff and people who want to get things done. And as all of you know, it's amazing what can happen when no one cares who gets the credit. So we're very proud of the trolley. We hope that we know that many of you have come and go, we want to do that. And so anyway, thank you for this award. Thank you for recognizing partnerships, and thank you for all that you do to make your communities better places. And thank you, Paul.
The second award for excellence goes to the City of Albany for its biosolids composting project. And a personal thank you to Albany for not giving me something to put on my head that represents that project. Before we hear from a representative from the city, let us hear the story of the biosolids composting project.
The Albany Millersburg Water Reclamation Facility has been disposing of 20 dumpsters of biosolids per week at the local landfill at a cost of more than $700,000 per year. This created significant workload for staff and impacted local neighborhoods both with truck traffic and odors. It was economically and environmentally unsustainable. After an extensive analysis, a composting process was selected that transformed solids into Class A exceptional quality compost, a proven technology that's made a positive environmental impact. Completed in January, Albany's composting facility was designed to treat 25% of biosolids and will eventually compost up to 100% of the biosolid load. Construction utilizing inexpensive materials helped to limit costs and provide flexibility. The system now produces Class A product that meets stringent EPA requirements and can be applied anywhere, including home vegetable gardens, without the restrictions associated with Class B biosolids. The compost has been used at city parks, stormwater facilities, and given away to partners. Albany will continue to develop its biosolids program, expanding its composting facilities to provide even greater cost savings and environmental benefit. Congratulations to the City of Albany, co-recipient of this year's Award for Excellence.
LOC! I would like to thank LOC for honoring us with this award, but more importantly, I'd like to thank our city manager, my city council, and my wonderful public works staff and wastewater management team for doing such a great job with our shit. Think about this for a second. Nothing in any one of our cities would work unless you can do something like this. So let's get to know your shit, and let's get to work. Thank you.
You know, I just think it's wonderful that finally there's someone who acknowledges that we do know our shit as elected officials. With that, I will turn it over to Randy, who will hand out our Good Governance Awards.
Thank you, Mayor. Our second city award is the Helen and Alan Berg Good Governance Award. All right. This award targets city programs or efforts which have the specific purpose of engaging and/or educating citizens. It also recognizes cities for their progressive and innovative approach to solving problems and operating a city. In 2010, the LOC Board of Directors renamed this award to honor former Corvallis mayors and LOC presidents Helen and Alan Berg. Let's hear it for Corvallis. John Nelson's smiling somewhere right now, who were both leaders in openness, transparency, and inclusiveness. This year, we received 2 nominations for the Good Governance Award. Those nominees are, drumroll, the City of Tualatin for Tualatin Moving Forward, and the City of Wilsonville for its Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Lecture Series. And the winner of the Helen and Allenberg Good Governance Award is the City of Tualatin for Tualatin Moving Forward. But before we hear from a representative of the City of Tualatin, please direct your attention to our video screens and let's hear the story of this outstanding city achievement.
Starting in 2016, residents were pleading for the city to do something about traffic in Tualatin. The community had become a center of congestion in one of the nation's most congested regions. With surveys showing public support, the City Council placed a $20 million bond measure on the ballot. The funds would support the Tualatin Moving Forward program, which promised to enhance traffic flow, improve neighborhood safety, and provide safe access to schools and parks. In May of 2018, the voters said yes. Since then, program communications have kept policymakers and the public in the loop, including a dedicated website, social media posts, and reports mailed to every home and business annually. The real secret to success, though, has been the unique public engagement, including the selection of signature projects, participation in project design, and the nomination of hundreds of potential projects citywide. After 4+ years, the results are visible. 30 projects have been built, with another 6 underway. The program is set to wrap up by year's end, on budget and on time. Congratulations to the City of Tualatin, winner of the Good Governance Award.
Here to accept the award for the City of Tualatin is Mayor Frank Bubenek and City Manager Sherilyn Lombos.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to accept this award on behalf of all the residents of Tualatin who voted for this bond back in 2018. It was sold to the community years ago. Every city councilor went to every town meeting, every kind of meeting. We went everywhere for like 6 months to show the benefit of this bond and what it would do for the community. It overwhelmingly passed back in 2018. I also want to thank the folks who helped us prioritize our projects. We had 20 big projects, and that's how we got this bond passed. We told folks, this is what we're going to do, this is the timeline, and this is what's going to cost. So folks helped us prioritize the projects. And now we can see the results of all our work. This was a 10-year bond, but we got all the work done in 5 years. Our Tualatin streets are now more safer for bikes, peds, and cars. Tualatin Moving Forward was a huge team effort. It involved city council, staff, engineers, contractors, and community members over the whole 5-year period. We think our partnership approach is the perfect formula for good governance. I want to introduce Sharon Lombos, our city manager, who put the dream team together to get this done.
Thank you, Mayor. And I think the mayor forgot to thank our moms and the Academy. I'm so proud of the mayor and the city council for their leadership and support for good governance. One of the things that I love about working for local government is the ability to translate community desires and expectations into tangible projects in action. And that's exactly what happened with our Tualatin Moving Forward program. The community had a whole lot of pent-up demand for transportation improvements, and they put their money where their mouth was, and we were able to deliver on that. So it's been so exciting to be part of this program, and thank you to the League for recognizing good governance.
Next up, we will be presenting the Exceptional Service Awards. The first award is the Civic Education Award, which was created by the LOC Board of Directors in 1998. This award is presented to individuals who demonstrate a commitment to fostering civic education in our schools. This year, we have co-recipients, and I'm pleased to announce that the winners of the Civic Education Award are Stephanie Hearn, a Parks and Recreation Supervisor and Community Involvement Specialist for the City of Happy Valley, and Steve Campbell, Director of Community Services and Public Safety for the City of Happy Valley. Now, before we recognize them, let's hear about their amazing joint effort, the Government Awareness Program.
The City of Happy Valley recognizes that today's youth are more than the leaders of tomorrow. They also have the capability to be the leaders of right now. Advancing this principle, Steve Campbell and Stephanie Hearn operate a multifaceted government awareness program to mentor youth of all ages in community participation, leadership, and problem solving. Through this program, children are equipped with community building skills and learn to identify and develop solutions for current community issues. The program includes 3 core elements: early civic education for elementary-age learners via classroom instruction and interactive tours of City Hall, mentorship of youth leaders through the Happy Valley Youth Council, and helping youth offenders become thriving community members through a hands-on service work program. Operating in tandem, the elements of the Government Awareness Program have made a profound generational impact and seeded similar programs throughout the region. Congratulations to Stephanie Hearn and Steve Campbell, recipients of the Civic Education Award.
Now, unfortunately, Stephanie and Steve cannot be here tonight. However, they were able to pre-record a message thanking the LOC for this award. And so as we listen to their message, I would like to ask Happy Valley's Council President, David Amami, to come forward because he is happy to take credit for what they've done. And I would also like to invite their city manager, Jason Tuck, to come to the stage as well. So would you please turn and watch on the video there? Thank you.
Hello and thank you, League of Oregon Cities Board of Directors, elected officials, and attendees. We are really thrilled and honored to accept the Civic Education Award. It's a recognition of our strong commitment to teaching young people about civic responsibility and getting them interested in local government. We are so sorry we couldn't make the award ceremony tonight, but we want to emphasize that this award is the result of a lot of people working together who share the same goal.
We want to give a big shout out to the League of Oregon Cities. They've done a fantastic job of encouraging people to get involved in civic matters and learn about how their government works. We feel incredibly lucky to be recognized by them. In 2018, we started an important journey when we partnered with the League of Oregon Cities to create the first annual Oregon Youth Summit. This event brought together over 100 youth advisory members from all over the state. It was a pivotal moment that showed just how much potential our young people have when given the chance to get involved in civic matters. We're excited to say that the Oregon Youth Summit is not only continuing, but growing every year. Together, we're shaping future leaders who will determine the future of our state.
We want to thank Mayor Tom Ellis, City Council, and City Manager for their consistent support for the young people in our city. Without their encouragement, none of the accomplishments would have been possible. We want to especially thank Council President David Amami and those who supported us for our nomination.
We would be remiss if we didn't take a moment to recognize Congresswoman Lori Chavez DeRemer. As mayor of Happy Valley, she played a vital role in starting the Happy Valley Youth Council over a decade ago. We are proud to say her vision and commitment have been crucial in creating a platform where young voices can be heard, ideas can thrive, and civic responsibility can grow. Thank you, Congresswoman Chavez DeRemer, for your unwavering support for the youth of Happy Valley and your lasting impact on our community.
Yes, thank you. And of course, we want to express our heartfelt appreciation to the incredible young people on the Happy Valley Youth Council. We're not just honored, but incredibly proud to work alongside these remarkable individuals. They are the ones leading the change that we all want to see, and they represent the future. Thank you again to the League of Oregon Cities for the incredible honor, and thank you all for your unwavering commitment to making our communities and our state even better. We accept this award with gratitude and on behalf of all those who work tirelessly in civic education and engagement. Together, we're building a brighter future for everyone. Thank you and good night.
Good night.
Hello, everyone. I'm Stephanie Hearn, and I want to thank you all. No. I didn't know that we were going to be speaking today, but I just want to say it's a huge honor. I know that the entire city of Happy Valley takes investing in our youth very seriously. It's very important to us. we have the best staff. I know we have some great staff members here, but I feel so lucky that I get to work with such great people on a daily basis. And really, this all wouldn't be possible without our city manager, Jason Tuck, and him putting the right people in the right positions to be successful. So I'm going to pass it over to Jason, but I promise you all, this award means so much to all of us for the city of Happy Valley. Steve Campbell, Stephanie Hearn, they're amazing, wonderful people, and this really means a lot to all of us. So thank you so much, and I'll pass it to our city manager, Jason Tuck.
Thank you. I'll make this really quick. The two folks you saw there tonight on that video, they don't really act like that. They're the funnest people you'll ever be around in your life. But I know they deserve this award. They put in the work, tireless hours for our community, not only our community, but others. They've reached out to other cities and helped them set up youth councils. So they're doing a fantastic job, and they won this. They deserve it. Good night.
Okay. Our second Exceptional Service Award is the Herman Carey Award, which recognizes a city employee who has provided exceptional contributions to city government. Between 1933 and 1966, Herman Carey served as both Executive Secretary of the League of Oregon Cities and Director of the University of Oregon's former Bureau of Government Research and Service. The quality of city government in Oregon today is due large part to the success of the Bureau and the high standards set by its founders. Our judges have decided that there will be 3 co-recipients of the Herman Carey Award this year, one each for a small, medium, and large city. All right, 3. Congratulations. Let's do this. The first recipient. You know, if you never win, it's good to give them out, right? At least I can give them out. The first recipient is Barbara Chesler, City Recorder for the City of Siletz. All right. Before we bring Barbara to the stage, we'd like to share her story with you.
Barbara Chesler has been an agent of significant change during her time in Siletz. It starts with her relentless effort to reorganize the city's finances and create an understandable and high-functioning budget. On her watch, city workforce positions and compensation have been restructured with a top-down approach and a clear reporting platform. As a result, Siletz can be a competitive employer. In addition, Barbara has leveraged many years of service in communities across the U.S. to access affordable resources for the city. On weekends, she has regularly volunteered personal hours at City Hall in the name of doing the job right. Because of these efforts, the city's finances are in order, projects are organized and ready to move forward, and city employees come to work with a smile. Barbara has transformed Siletz with a Community Matters approach. From crafty fiscal stewardship to efficient restructuring and professionalization efforts, she has provided exemplary and unparalleled service. Congratulations to Barbara Chesler, City of Siletz, co-recipient of the Herman Carey Award.
I blush. So I couldn't do this without my team that I work with at my job. And I'm just so thankful that we have a team that just goes beyond belief, and the council that we have and the mayor that we have that just keep pushing us to excellence. And I have to say the league, They pulled me out of some hot water quite a few times. When I didn't know what to do, I just get on the phone, send emails. I'll send relentless emails. And finally, they'll get back to me. Not finally, but they always do. And they'll say, "What now?" So, but I appreciate, the work that we do as public servants, and I'm proud to work for the people of Oregon. I'm proud to work for my city. I'm proud to be part of the city. I mean, it's rewarding work, and I couldn't thank you, my city, enough. Thank you.
Our second recipient of the Herman Carley Award is Henry Ryman, retired police chief of the city of Forest Grove. Before we bring Henry up to the stage, let's hear his story.
Chief Henry Ryman is a respected and tireless advocate for inclusivity, equity, and justice. His lifetime of service was recently punctuated by his return to the city to mend and change a culture not only within the police department, but the city itself. He stepped in as chief of police when the city and the department needed strong leadership. His ethics, people skills, and collaborative leadership created an environment which allowed Forest Grove to challenge itself to address systemic racism and injustice. He led this effort by working with local leaders to create, implement, and highlight training around bias and microaggressions. This challenging work was possible because of the relationships the chief had developed with the police department, community members, and city staff. This level of commitment and designing of programs to meet local needs is a model for police departments nationwide. In addition, the results achieved by this work are a powerful testament to Chief Ryman's outstanding leadership abilities. Congratulations to Chief Henry Ryman, co-recipient of the Herman Carley Award.
All right. Henry. Come on up, Henry. We hear you, Forest Grove. Henry.
Well, thank you. I'm honored and humbled. I probably really don't deserve this because there's a lot of people that helped in my efforts. I'm very fortunate to work for a great city manager that believed in our vision and a mayor that supported us all the way when we were going through tough times, as well as all the city council members. So to them, thank you. And sorry, Steve, I have a new favorite mayor.
All right, that's a great beat. Our third and final recipient of the Herman Carley Award is, get a little choked up on this one, Mr. Scott Derrickson, City Administrator, the City of Woodburn. Before we bring Scott up, let's hear this story.
Over a 27-year career in local government, Scott Derrickson has exemplified the highest levels of professional and personal ethics. He's an ICMA credentialed manager and a graduate of the Gettysburg Leadership Program and Colonial Williamsburg Leadership Institute. He's also a past member of the LOC Board of Directors and currently serves as president of the Oregon City-County Management Association. As city administrator, he's helped guide Woodburn through times of crisis and repeatedly proven himself as a team-oriented leader, excelling at organizational development, budgeting, finance, labor relations, and economic development. In one of Oregon's most ethnically diverse communities, Scott has helped strengthen Woodburn's diversity, equity, and inclusiveness. Under his leadership, the city has built trust throughout the community, especially with those who face cultural and/or language barriers that limit access to public services. Scott has also fostered a remarkable level of collegiality within Woodburn's 7-member city council. In a profession fraught with political turmoil and high turnover, Scott's longevity in Woodburn is a testament to these capabilities. With his extensive experience and intuitive insights, Scott's peers view him as a mentor and frequently seek him out for advice. In the workplace, he cultivates an organizational culture where everyone is included, wanted, and empowered to be successful. Congratulations to Scott Derrickson, City of Woodburn, co-recipient of the Herman Carley Award.
Well, gosh, I'm just so honored to be here tonight to receive this award that so many managers have received that I've looked up to for so long. It's a little surreal to think that now I'm here. And it's also not lost on me that I attended my first League of Oregon Cities conference almost 30 years ago as a student at the University of Oregon right here in this building. And if you were wondering, I was 7 years old when that when that happened. Yeah, I was destined for this work. I really want to take just a moment to thank everybody who's helped me over the years, who have been there, stood by me through the good and the bad. You know, this is a very tough business, and you can't do it by yourself without the help and support of others. So first, I want to recognize my wife, Kathy. Kathy is my rock. When I get weak in the knees, Kathy bolsters me up and gives me the courage to go forward to do what must be done. So, honey, thank you. My longtime friend, city manager legend and mentor, Roger Jordan, who is here with his wife, Susie, tonight as my guest. I'm so honored to have you here, Roger. Roger has a keen ability to point out to me that many of my problems are problems that I brought upon myself. And then helps me map a path forward to a better place. Roger, I owe you a lot, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. My senior advisor through OCMA, David Klein, is here. Dave demonstrates routinely that courage and justice are tenements of good leadership. And if you're ever wondering what the right thing is to do, call Dave. Every morning I wake up, I just can't believe that I get to work with the incredible staff that we have. The leadership team in Woodburn is dedicated, professional, service-orientated, and I'm just humbled that I get to associate with such amazing people. And I know a lot of you came down for this dinner tonight, and I want you to know how much that means to me. And finally, I just want to talk a little bit. A lot of you know that the city manager profession is guided by a set of ideals that are founded in the ICMA Code of Ethics. It includes such things as promoting democratic values, preserving the city council manager form of government, serving with integrity, and making inclusiveness and equity central to our work. But there is another responsibility that I've learned in my 27 years in this profession, and it's one that we all share. Whether you're elected or appointed, and if you're in this room, it is your responsibility, and it's a moral imperative that we advance the best ideals of America right in your hometown. Through our actions, we must teach the next generation how to deliberate and disagree without hate, elevate the value of public service, empower the unempowered, and protect and include everyone in our community with dignity and respect. Because like it has always been, our community and our nation will be saved not on cable TV or with social media, but on street corners, in coffee houses, in city halls, and in council chambers. This is the work that is ours, and I'm so proud to be part of it. Thank you. So Randy, Ely, and I started our careers at about the same time. And I think, Randy, I won for 23. Not that I'm counting.
final Exceptional Service Award this evening is the James C. Richards Memorial Award. This award was created by the LOC Board of Directors in 1980 in memory of a former city councilor in Bay City, who also served as an administrative officer for Tillamook County. The award recognizes the exceptional contributions by city officials at the local, state, and federal levels in support of the League's intergovernmental relations programs. Mr. Richards' many years of involvement in intergovernmental affairs serve as a model for all elected officials, and they are truly the standard by which nominees for this award are evaluated. The winner of this year's James C. Richards Award is Carol McInnes, the City Councilor from the City of Fossil.
For more than 30 years,
Congratulations.
Carol is not one to seek the limelight, so I'm glad she's up here because now she has to be uncomfortable in front of all of you while we watch the video.
For more than 30 years, Carol McInnes has selflessly served the residents of Wheeler County, with particular attention to her beloved city of Fossil. Over the last 3 decades, Councilor McInnes has served as the mayor of Fossil, a victim advocate for Wheeler County, a member and chair of the Fossil School Board, and a member of the Wheeler County Special Transportation Committee. As a leader in Fossil, Councilor McInnes has led numerous successful projects, including upgrading the city's water and sewer systems, developing a program for the school system preventing the school from closing and ensuring its long-term fiscal health, implementing a transportation system in Wheeler County, and opening a health clinic in Wheeler County. Beyond Fossil and Wheeler County, Councilor McInnes' commitment to public service includes the boards of the Oregon Mayors Association and the League of Oregon Cities, on the OMA's Homelessness Task Force, and LOC's DEI Committee, Women's Caucus, and People of Color Caucus. In these roles, she not only serves her state, but also ensures that the voices of rural and frontier Oregon are represented and respected when policy decisions are made. For Councilor McInnes, no task has been too large and no resident has been left behind. She is the first to arrive and the last to leave. Her commitment to Fossil was best exemplified during the initial phase of the COVID-19 pandemic. She personally called each resident of Fossil to ensure that they had everything they needed, answered questions, and calmed fears. For 30 years, she has never wavered in her commitment to Fossil, Wheeler County, and the state of Oregon. Congratulations to Councilor Carol McInnes, City of Fossil, winner of the James C. Richards Award.
You've heard me say often, you can pretend to care, but you can't pretend to show up. Nobody shows up more than Carol. When we had our LOC President's regional meeting over at the coast, Carol, who lives in Fossil, was over at the coast. Wherever she needs to be, she shows up. And when she does, she usually brings homemade baked goods, pickles, jam.
That's why he likes me.
Yes, yes. And you know what? We all love you, and we are so proud and grateful to serve alongside of you. And now the mic is yours.
Got my glasses. If you bear with me, I have a mouthful of metal. It's new, so I want to share something with you, and at the end, I'll tell you why. First, I want to thank the LOC Selection Committee. This is a huge honor. Around my 6th year as mayor for the city of Fossil, I started looking back at my years of service and thought, maybe it's time to wrap this up. I think I've done a pretty good job. It might be time. I've been around for a long time. Our council president, she was a cheerleader in high school. I was her advisor. And now she's a grandma. That's how long I've been around. So I thought maybe it's time to wrap all of this up. It wasn't until I got a phone call from Mayor Beth Witowski. She says, you know, you need to think about the OMA board. We need you. We need your representation. I said, oh, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. And she said, yes. So I applied, got appointed, and that was in 2019. We didn't have an in-person meeting for a long time. And when we had our first meeting, I sat in a room with the following mayors: Steve Calloway, Beth Witowski, Henry Balanciefer, Jason Snyder, Terry Lenahan, Meadow Martell, Rod Cross, Jim Trett, and Jeff Gowing. Holy cow. I sat there and listened to them talk, and I sat there and listened to them converse about their cities and what's going on, and I thought, who are these people? They talk different, they dress different. I need to know more about these people. So those of you that know me know that I can be kind of a space invader. And so I got in my car and I told my husband, I said, see ya. I went to Toledo's Arts Oyster and Brews to see Mayor Cross. I called Mayor Balanciefer and I said, Henry, meet me in North Plains. We're going to go to the Garlic Festival and we're going to see Mayor Lenahan. He came. I got a hold of Mayor Snyder in Tigard and I said, hey, Jason, I'm coming to your balloon festival, Festival of Balloons. He says, why? I said, because I am. And I called Henry and he came to that too, and my husband took me, so that was great. I attended the Bohemian Mining Days in Cottage Grove to see Jeff Gowing. I went to Friday nights in Dayton twice. Mayor Kuntz was kind enough to give me a tour of Monmouth and Independence. Yes. I convinced my husband to drive me from Newport to Warrenton to have lunch with Henry Balanciefer and his wife. Thank you, Bill. And Jim Trett and Rod Cross make every effort possible to meet me for lunch when I call them when I'm in Newport, and they haven't turned me down yet. So that being said, I discovered that this group was the perfect blend of diverse personalities, and the close friendships that I made still continue today. And it was just as important to get to know them as I wanted them to know me, and I wanted them to know about my community. So in the summer of 2021, I attended the best OMA conference ever. Yes, I did. So I promise, I'm gonna wrap this up. So I didn't run for mayor my 9th term thinking it was time, been at it a while. And the closer it came to the end of the year and the end of my term, I looked at my husband, I said, oh my God, I'm not done. I need to do more. So in January, I got appointed to the City Council of Fossil, and I joined the League Board. I got a 1-year term. At my first meeting with the League, I looked around the room again and I said, holy cow. In this one room, we had city managers, educators, business owners, moms, lawyers, a barrel racer, an Olympian, a firefighter, an amazing stay-at-home dad, a I almost said senator, an eye doctor, optometrist. I almost said senator, I didn't say it. There is a graduate from a United States military academy on our board. I met my most favorite person from Happy Valley. So I joined committees and caucuses that are champions for DEIA, women, and people of color. So I tell you all of this because I want you to know if you have the opportunity to get involved, please do so. The experience is priceless, and you will carry that with you for the rest of your life, all in the name of your communities. So I want to thank my OMA board family, and the LOC board for showing me that I can be a better leader. I want to thank my friend Melanie for always having my back. I want to thank Cindy Burlingame for defending and believing in the work that I do. I want to thank my family for their unconditional support and love. They're all here. They're amazing. Please introduce yourself to them. My husband for relentlessly gassing up my car. I want to thank Herb Wright for educating me in the value of volunteering for your community. And lastly, I would like to thank my dad for clearly recognizing how much I love this work. Thank you.
Thank you all. An evening just doesn't get any better than this. Randy, over 21. So I want to thank all of you for joining us tonight. I would like to ask all of our award winners to remain in the room for a few more minutes and come back up so that we can get photos with you up here on stage. We'll post these pictures on the LOC's social media and website and send out press releases announcing tonight's award winners. A reminder, tomorrow morning we'll be back here at 7:30 for our network breakfast, then followed by a session on addressing Oregon's homelessness crisis with our closing keynote presentation, and we'll wrap up the conference with our annual business meeting. Now I invite you to join me for delicious desserts and an opportunity to network and congratulate our winners as part of the President's Reception, a time-honored tradition here at the LOC Conference that will be held over in the Top Golf Swing Suite. So again, thank you all for being here. It's been great to share this evening with you.